So we are back.
Welcome back, Carter.
Yeah, it seems like it's been forever.
Only been 2 weeks.
Well, since we actually did this show, it's been a month because since we did the show. We had the workshop.
Oh yeah. Well, I was thinking it's all part of the course for me at that point. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying we haven't been in the relaxed environment and chilling. So let's I'm gonna reintroduce ourselves in case you don't know us or first time on the channel. I am Heyward CPA from Heyward CPA, and I am accompanied. I have the great honor of being accompanied by Mr. Biz Therapy himself, Corey Franklin, the head coach of Biz Therapy Coaching, a business coaching juggernaut. That's right. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But, today, and if you haven't been on this show, what we do is we try to help business owners, growth-minded business owners that are looking for advice. So if you have questions, you're in the chat, put your questions in. We'll try to get to them. But we have a topic today. We do have a topic for you, So we're going to get to that in a minute. But other than that, what's been going on in biz therapy? I wanted you to talk a little bit about the the last conversations with Core. So by the way, he's the host of two wonderful events you should join. Conversation with Core every other. Conversations with Core with Tafari Solutions. I got it right. So I got it on my branding sheet. In case you pops in, I don't want to, coming after me. And the Founders Hour, which I really wanted to talk about that because I feel like it's a valuable resource that you're putting out there that people should, business owners should join with. So yeah, just give them a quick rundown of your last KWK and the Founders Hour.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I'm talking about. I got the interview going, man.
So KWK, again, we just trying to use multiple avenues to get the message out on helping business owners, founders, entrepreneurs, whatever you call yourself, to really get empowered inside of this world called making money, creating a lifestyle for yourself and your family, right? So our KWK episode, we talked about decisions. And actually that came up from a workshop that I was doing with a client, and what was expressed was them having the ability to make certain decisions. And so check light comes on, like, okay, well, that's what we're going to talk about. So decisions follow decisions. This is how it goes. Decisions follow decisions. Decisions believe decisions. And decisions are loyal to decisions. The question becomes, how do you know if you're making the right decision? But also, have you even thought back to the decisions that you made that got you to where you are?
Okay.
Right? And so there's a lesson that can be learned there. And part of entrepreneurship in small business, it's always about personal development and performance. Right? And so as you grow through the times, through those periods, through those years of running a business, your decision-making model will adjust. Now, what decisions you made the first year can affect you year 5. right? Year 10, year 15, year 20, if you make it that long, right? And so trying to figure out and understand what that actually looks like. So that's what we talked about on KWK Founders Hour, and that kind of goes in with today's topic a little bit. But Founders Hour is a platform where you just come into the room. It's not a workshop, it's just a room, it's a conversation room. It's actually made up of the theme of it is for founders, where we come in and we have real conversations with different people you don't know, but they're in business. They probably have the same struggles. They're probably going through the same struggles or about to go through the same struggles. And so the platform where people could, share conversations, share thoughts, be a resource, possibly build a new friendship, strategic partnership, or there might be you might have a new customer inside of the Founders Hour as well. Who knows? But it's a really good, it's a great engine. It's a newborn, and I'm looking to raise it up to be a strong adult.
Yeah. Well, it's the mastermind model in
Yes.
essence.
I wouldn't use that word, but okay.
Well, it's the model. I say it's the mastermind model.
Gotcha.
You know, is a case is a closed group of people, but it's open to do it.
Right.
But it's not. It's limited. It's not 150 people
Right.
in there to kind of talk. So it's set for there to be a controlled environment for folks to be able, so that they don't feel overwhelmed.
Right.
In they don't get overwhelmed, or it's like, oh, I'm afraid to say ask a question because it's so many people. So people don't like talking. I mean, even business owners, people
True.
that are making big money, they're not always comfortable talking. So that becomes an issue there. But
Yeah.
it's a great synopsis from the Honorable Coach K. So the Honorable, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I keep going, boy. You're gonna have like 20 names. Like,
Yeah.
so, but that leads into the decisions that you mentioned. It leads us into our question today. And let me do the little bit of housekeeping. Anybody that's out there or watching us in July, we're freshening up the place. we're changing, we're painting, changing the flooring. Now, after what, it's been like 4 years, probably 5 years, or whatever. So I don't 6 years now. So it's time for a fresh up, But same game, different name. Dig what I'm saying? So we will little format change a little bit. Getting a little piece of that today, but a little bit of format change coming up. Little name change, and I'm gonna hold that to the end of the show to say what's gonna happen. But we're gonna start with today's topic, like the last time, and it follows what we've been talking about. When is the right time to scale my business? When is the right time? So I wanted to start this with one thing that I think is very interesting, very important to discuss, to say and define: scale. So these words come out of our mouths, and they're used properly. Some people use them properly, some people don't. But the good thing about us here on the Heyward CPA channel is we're about learning. And sometimes you need to learn how, the words you're using in a right way, or a proper way, an accurate way. So I just pulled up a little something here. And the essence of scaling is growing your revenue or output significantly faster than it costs you to grow. So it's not just growth for the sake of growth. So people, and then we often put it together. We say growth, comma, scale your business. But there is a financial component to that, because you can grow 1-to-1. So for every dollar I spend another dollar, which actually nets you no additional profit. But the concept of scaling is for the business to handle more volume, to therefore making a proportional jump in revenue, more volume without making a proportional jump in expenses. So you make more revenue with what the infrastructure, which is a term that'll come up. We'll talk about that future episode for sure. Then you don't have to make a substantial investment into infrastructure. And so, but the only way you do that, and this is a nod to the biz therapy world, is with systems, tools, or the business model that allows you to increase more than 1-to-1. So to get to the question, I guess we rephrase the question. When is the right time to scale? To when am I ready to scale? That's probably a more accurate question. And what I'll get into is you said it on KWK, we've said it here in passing, but there's a large majority of businesses in the United States that are sole proprietors, one person. But we did some research into the Black-owned businesses, and specifically in North Carolina, where we are. But the trend is similar nationwide. It's not that we're not an outlier here. But 96% of our Black-owned businesses are single owner, just one owner doing everything, just to cut it straight, which means they don't have payroll. So the way that the statistic is put is that only 4% of Black-owned businesses are employers, meaning that they're paying somebody on payroll. We're adjusted for people that might be paying people by contractors, but nevertheless, it's under 10%. All right, that's that. And just to give some statistics, I know you had the I think was it the average cost? The average revenue was 25,000
after everything. It was like
25,000 net profit, right?
28 and some change.
Yeah. Well, the median, which is a different measure.
Yeah.
It's the area where the majority, for those that are not familiar with the median, it's where the majority of the sample size resides. It's the half is where half of them are below this number, half are above. And the median income is 100,000 roughly. So, and I gotta look. My number might be the revenue number. Like that might.
I think that was the revenue.
Yeah, I think that's the revenue number. The average, and so then we get to the average. They 28,000 putting in your pocket, because that was a net number, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are numbers, folks. I mean, these are straight numbers. These aren't. We didn't make them up. They're from censuses and other surveys that have been done. Brookings Institute, I know, in SBA does things, the census, the U.S. Census things, but those are metrics. Those are actual metrics. So okay, cool. So we're doing a revenue of 100,000. Okay, what we do know about the population is a lot of people doing the same things. Period. So a lot of people doing the same things. In other words, they're starting the same businesses. So you're starting a business with I do this, I do it here. But what happens when you start a business, any business, you have to build an infrastructure. The thing people think about first are they're always compliance things. Filing with your state to be an LLC for asset protection and get my EIN number so I can have a business bank account. Basic foundational stuff. Important, but it steps further. Does your business require liability insurance, professional liability insurance? So errors and omissions insurance, malpractice insurance, things like that. That has to go with your business structure. There's more things to it. But that's an infrastructure play. Eventually, nowadays website, right? Gotta have a website. Gotta have email infrastructure. I have to have some type of phone infrastructure. To have all these things. Usually that's where it stops. So in the biz therapy world, we know, because we're practicing e-mythers as well, that there's functions of the business that exceed that. And those infrastructures don't get built by a lot of people, but everybody's building the same infrastructure. It's basic infrastructure. So even in a cost method, everybody is building, they're building it individually. And what we're saying in scaling is that you're increasing your capacity to do what you do without having to double it. So you want to double the revenue, you don't have to 1.5 times your cost. You want to triple it, you don't have to double your cost. But let's just think about what I laid out there. We have people doing the same business, creating the same infrastructure. So and the one person doing everything, I'm gonna let you get into the functions. But they're doing this one thing, and they're duplicating services, and we're all getting to $100,000, $100,000. With that, just something to think about. I mean, this is turned left already, but it's already went left. So but I can't help myself, man. It's just I have such passion for this. So, but it went left. But I defer to you now because the next steps of infrastructure, and those are the things too. I think what I would say before you get going is one of the reasons that the median is at 100,000 is because of the other infrastructure. The other infrastructures are not built, and how can you? Because it's just you. So I yield.
You yield.
Yeah, I yield. They didn't leave you with the mess, but yeah. But I put there. So I will prompt you. How about this? I'll say, what do you think about this whole scaling business? Like, what do you think from what you see from the people?
Well, I mean, word placement is important in a lot of ways, right? Because it develops your perspective, your thoughts, your thinking, and then it bleeds into your decisions. So scaling, most times people think, oh, I got to get bigger.
Yeah.
All right. And to your point, a couple of points you made, scaling is not about getting bigger. It's about getting stronger.
Good one. That's good.
Right. And so I always attribute, some of my background to structure, right? With foundation, back in my days of the world of architecture and construction, right? And it's about having a solid foundation, as you very well laid out. But the foundation again has to be strong enough so you can build up. So if you think about um, buildings, apartment buildings, you think about towers, you think about things like that. You know, if you don't have a strong foundation, first of all, you can't even go further than the first floor, probably, right?
Yeah.
But then to be able to build different floors, each floor has to have a sound structure for you. So it's the same with a business. Business, there's levels to it, right? Just like you have the 7 systems of business. Well, each one sits on top of each other, right? And so one of the things we try to do with our clients at Biz Therapy is to make it easier to understand what that foundation looks like. Very simply. It's not, like you said, it's not just getting an EIN, you know, so you can wave the flag and say you own a business, right? Well, what sits on top of that? What systems do you have in place? You know, down to even utilizing a calendar. How do you use your calendar?
Mm.
Not just for scheduling, but time blocks,
Yeah.
right? For
management.
yeah, correct. Like that time management is crucial when you're trying to run a business because you could overthink the think and not overdo the do in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, that's true.
20 minutes is something turns into 2-3 hours,
Yeah, of nothing.
right?
Yeah.
Nothing, right? Or unfinished business. And you know, plenty of distractions because you know you still got to run the business, you got to work in the business, but the effectiveness is working on the business. So how do you keep that in place where you're working on the business, because working in the business will eat your time. It's going to eat your time.
No, I was just want to stop you for a second, but let's tell them what working on the business looks like.
So here's that word, strategy, right? Thinking strategically. What is the objective? What is the objective in certain areas of the business? That's the working on the business aspect. What does it mean? What are we trying to achieve? What is the message we need our target audience to receive? Who is our target audience? Who are our actual clients? And do we have clients or customers? Because most times customers are transactional, clients are relationship wise, right? What type of industry and business are you in? Who are you attracting? So what I've learned, and I keep dissecting this thing, and we keep dissecting this thing too, right? And even Founders Hour really digs into this too, is success. There's another word, but success is in the details.
Oh boy, yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's not, yeah, you could throw mud at a wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
But it's very finicky, finite details that you experience along the journey. You have an idea, right? Especially if you're a technician, you're good at the product or service, right? The other operational aspects become the working on the business strategy. How do I position? Who do I position? Right? Think about it like this too. There's a lot of noise online. There's a lot of events happening, which is good to a certain extent, right? Now, the question becomes, how many people or resources have in the last 30 days that you actually thought about, how can I do business with this business? Or how can I use this resource to push my business forward? Mm-hmm. Or how can I use my business to help another business move forward? And we all benefit, we all win. Just in the last 30 days, have you nurtured those particular people that you ran across instead of trading business cards?
And
Right.
not following up, right? So you trade the card and don't follow up just to,
And it could be in something, and it's something that is easily overlooked because you're like, oh yeah, I went to this event, I met all these people, boom, all the information just sits still, right? And so it happens to all of us because we're in the marathon, right? And every 30 days, somebody want to get paid, right? And so again, scaling your business is about making your big business stronger. Moving out of the 96%, it should be the goal. 96% of business owners are sole proprietors. Yep. Moving out of that, help you be a contributing factor to make that 96% drop. Because you moved out of it.
And so yeah, and there's several ways to move out of it. I saw, I actually did see something on Instagram where somebody, they used the stat, they put the stat out there, but they were using it for a sales purpose, and I think they were trying to sell AI agents or they were trying to sell virtual assistants, and I think to build on what we're saying, that yes, that's one way to defray some of the responsibility. Their pieces, business owners have everything on their shoulders and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. You send the task there. And so people who might say, well, I could do that without hiring. You don't hear the big thing, but AI replaces this number of employees. You can build $100 million business with you and AI and, all that good stuff, right? And you can, but the percentage of people that will is very small.
Well, because again, success is in the details. What you using an AI agent, right? Nothing wrong with it now, but do you know what it does? Do you know how to talk to it? Do you know how to treat it? Do you know what's do you know what's behind the build of an AI agent? Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And then how do you make sure that it has the longevity of keeping your voice?
Mm-hmm. Well, right? Yeah. But I was going to add this.
Okay.
Before the AI, forget the AI.
Yeah.
The hardest thing for a business owner to do, everybody look, I'm looking dead in the camera, is to delegate. That is the hardest thing anybody that starts a business can ever do, is to delegate. So I don't care if you're delegating to a virtual assistant, an employee, a contractor, or AI. It's not going to work if you don't learn how to delegate. And the only way to learn how to delegate is to start seeing your business as bigger than you. That's where it first starts. That's where the E-Myth concept comes from. I'll just say personally, when I quote unquote registered and got my I already had the EIN, but when I registered as a professional, the PLLC, I told myself that the business is no longer me. It's not me. It's a business. That was a decision, right? Back to then, a decision I made that it was no longer me. Shortly thereafter, I got first head counts and so on and so forth. But what gets lost is, like everything we talk about, there's always the quickness. You get AI, and everything you say rings absolutely true. But if you can't answer those questions that Corey just asked until you know how to delegate, and the only way you can delegate is by communicating. So in order to communicate, you have to have your thoughts like encapsulated and be able to. You have to communicate it to other people. And business owners struggle with this because you do everything. You know how to do everything. You know what's not going to happen with AI, virtual assistant, employees, or contractors? You're not going to hire yourself. There's no other you out there. I don't even care. Even if you have a twin, your twin has constitution different to you. You are not going to hire yourself. So the only way you can be successful in bringing in AI to whoever is you have to be able to teach it, which is what you're saying. You have to teach the AI to speak in my voice. You have to teach the AI what my strategy is. You have to teach the AI the look I want for the logos and the marketing and all this other stuff. So it steps back to your real wheelhouse. it's business planning. But I dare to say becoming a better business person, because business people have to communicate. You have to communicate internally and externally. Going to the point, you go to the event and someone asks, well, what do you do? Dot. Oh, okay. How you doing? It's all right. We're trying to grow. Really? So what do you need to grow? Money. See where this conversation is great. Did you try the shrimp yet? Yeah, I'm out of here. What are we talking about? Like, yo, what is this? Like so you can't even tell me. And we notorious for doing it though. You're like somebody will say something, you be like, okay, so what's your core market? Because we live in this mess and we start asking it, and you just see, well,
right.
I'm gonna try not to say it. I'm not.
No.
I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it.
Outside. It's hot outside.
Yeah, but I'm just
too hot. But
yeah. So then we want to replace it, or we want to grow scale with these tools that are great. Use them every day. But how they work better. The clearer I am, the better it works. The clearer of my thought and the clearer of my communication. And heck, even with the team, which I work on it. I work on it to be like, okay, here.
But you know what's funny about delegation? Before you slide off of that topic, is that I hope this lands.
Okay, we'll make it land.
Okay. You got I heard this saying maybe a week and a half ago. I was watching like an business update. And this guy said this. He said, even if the trees don't remember, the roots will.
That's heavy, boy.
Yeah, right. So aligning that with delegation, and I've learned this over and over. The delegation is about, you have to stay ahead in order to lead the team or person that you are delegating the work to.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where, so if you don't spend the time of learning and knowing so you can delegate, it's not just giving somebody a task. They need to know what the objective is. They need to understand the vision. And a lot of times you can say it, but people don't absorb it because it may not be theirs. They're just there to do a job. Right? They may not be as passionate as you. They may not be as self-starter as you. They may be good at what they do, or they might be the thing that you need as a filler to take something off your plate. But the root is staying ahead of delegating and staying consistent in the delegation, because what also comes along with the delegation is you being able to train that person.
Absolutely.
taking ideas and thoughts. They might have a great idea and thought. They may, you have to be able to nurture it, or the team has to be able to nurture it. And then how do you take that thought, an idea, and turn it into a plan, a strategy, and then an action?
Yeah,
And
it's not
seeing,
easy.
right. So that's where the delegation piece. And so a lot of people default go, you know what, I'll do it myself. Right.
Oh yeah, because it's faster.
And less frustrating. Not,
Yeah,
it's still frustrating, might be frustrating, but it's less frustrating because you don't have the responsibility of somebody else to make sure somebody else execute properly.
yeah, yeah. Because so it's like the added weight, right? You don't have
Absolutely.
the added weight, so it's easier to just say, you know what, I'm good on all this, man. like I'm really good, bro. I'm not doing all that. And I've heard that a lot though. People, I don't want to hire anybody because I don't want to be, it's easier for me to do it myself.
But you know what? I'm gonna go. Let me tell you something, man. It exposes who you are too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Your idiosyncrasies, your shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
It exposes you too. So you have to be a bigger, better person, or at least work towards that every single day in the business. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, and if you're in survivor mode, I mean, look, Founders Hour, come to Founders Hour, right? We got on biz therapy. We have a small business health check. We'll run you through the 7 systems and see where you are. But survivor mode survival mode has a cap on your ability to expand and grow.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was the thing that I was going to say. One of the points I'm making on this subject, and moving forward, I'll put it out there that if you're solo dolo, and you say you want to build $1 million company, which at this time, the way between inflation and value, that's a good goal. It's a substantial goal. All right. It is not easy, but it's attainable because of all the tools we have out here. But you decrease your chances of getting there, the more it's just you. Unless you, it's rough. I mean, you spoke about some stuff earlier. You talked about time management. So managing your calendar. There's a reason that certain levels of people have other people manage their calendar. Because it's the mental space to be able to do that. Yeah, and still be great. Or not only that, you have to put energy into what you do. You have to keep getting better. You can't just, I know enough, so now I'm here. Pay me. But the world changes so fast now. So what I'm paying you for now, yeah, I could go ask the AI for that. If you don't evolve and what's the one thing that an individual can do that AI cannot do, which is connect it to you. The AI could kind of, but I can sit here and it's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the value of it, and I think talking about the 96%, I think what we also have is the association of work with doing something, but physical, even if you're sitting on your behind at a computer doing something. I get paid for what I do as opposed to being paid for what you know. Two-way street in that. A lot of us don't know how to pay for what somebody else knows. So henceforth, this is what the AI thing is. Well, I don't have to pay for what you know. I could just ask the AI. But I have a news flash.
Mm.
In most cases, the AI is smarter than you.
Mm-hmm. and it don't need to go to sleep either.
Yeah, it don't go to sleep and whatever. So it might speak over your head,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. If I go into AI and say, yo, teach me quantum physics. Yeah. I'll be sitting there like, yeah, all right. We're moving to something else. So these easy shots, and part of it is a culture we have right now of, hey, we have a culture of what's your thing? What was that? To hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
So we're hurrying up. We're hurrying up to start the business. Ooh, look at me. We're hurrying up to get our socials straight. We're hurrying up to do that. And sitting and waiting for it to ring. It's not ringing. Not ringing. You look great. So what do? I post more. Okay. I show myself being successful. One of these great myths we have, you got to fake it till you make it. Well, in business, you can't fake it. You not gonna fake it. So because if you're gonna fake it, you're gonna be around even in a short amount of time than if you do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't want to do the work, but I say, and this is new for me, I'm giving grace. I'm not sure they know what the work is. I'm 100%. I'm not 100% sure that they know what the work is. And so that's why one of the things I'm like, let's define these terms and do what makes sense. Because there's more. Look, plenty of talented people with great ideas. There's no question about that. But the exposure to business, the thing about business is small business specifically, is really not taught in academic institutions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it's even if you're taught big business. so if you're someone that is taught and then kind of can follow your teaching of what you have there, you can adopt it. You can see where it links, but it's not taught. Running your own business is an experience. And the longer you do it, there's no degree in it. There's no one to say, oh, yeah, you're a small business master now. No one says that. And no one would want it. Anyone that's like, whatever. I did what I did because we all make mistakes. We bump our head. We broke at times, deal with different customers, whatever. If you're doing it, you're going to have these experiences and what that's going to do. Like I told somebody one time, I said, and they couldn't even really actually deal with what I was saying, but I said, here's a flood, and you're going to get through this flood, but another one's coming. And they were like, oh, God, no, wait, they can't. I said, no, another one's coming. I said, the difference is your flood wall will be stronger. That's the difference. So, but best believe another one is coming.
Always. It don't go nowhere.
Always something coming. And it's as simple as your email being hacked. It's like just like you start the day without but back to this, I think the education of scaling and understanding, like, hey, we need to build businesses. We need to build them. So where I started was really the concept of thinking about partnership. But how can we make money together? How can we cut infrastructure costs? How maybe I partner with you and say you're a therapist or one of those, or a counselor or something. You're stronger on the clinical side. I'm stronger on the practice management side. We're gonna get 3-4 people work for us. We're gonna figure out, we're gonna put together the right resources to figure out how to do that. So if I can make 100 and you can make 100 alone. We get these 4 people, paying them what's fair, whatever it is, and then we each can make 150 splitting the work. I'm not even gonna make it all super spectacular. We can each take home 150, but we're doing we're bifurcating the work.
Bifurcating.
Yeah. So those are the things that I think. We as usual, we had our production meeting, 3.5 minutes before the show. But when is the right time to scale? It really is. When are you prepared? How do I prepare to scale? When is it? I mean, and also I don't, to an extent, does the owner really decide that the right time? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, does it really? I mean, just seriousness. Like, your operation has to be. I like what you said. The scaling is getting stronger. It's just like working out. When the 10-pound weights are ridiculously light, or the 15. 15 is like go to 25. You don't go from 10 to 50-pound dumbbells. I mean, you can, but that's the epitome of dumbbells. But what do you do? So I'll leave it up. I'm gonna leave it on a question. When will you be ready to scale? Ooh, man. Wow. Leave it in the comments. Email us what you think. And hey, I'm cool with it. So that's all I had for today. That's all.
Well, before we slide out and go enjoy the rest of this hot Saturday, just want to put up here and let everybody know.
Oh yeah. So she don't come after me. So, that's June 18th.
June 18th, Roots. Realizing our opportunities together.
Oh, that fits right into what we just finished saying.
Right?
How about that?
Yep. In Biz Therapy in conjunction with Tafari Solutions and the Diaspora House.
Yeah.
Come and check us out. Here is the link. Go to my Instagram, go to my Facebook page, grab the link. It is June 18th from 5:30 to 8:30. We have panelists, got a room full of resources and people that you can connect with. We're gonna have some food, some music. We have a pitch contest, and we're giving away some. There's gonna be some cash prizes based off of your pitch. Absolutely. Yeah, for real.
Let's see. Well,
yeah,
I won't be able to attend, but
well, listen, we're trying to create opportunities, or at least at best show how collaboration works or should work, right? Yeah. So to put on an event, you have to have relationships.
Absolutely.
And putting on this event shows there's relationships in play.
Absolutely.
And then you take those relationships, come together, as you said, and let's go out here and do something good and earn while we're doing something good as well.
Absolutely.
Hence realizing our opportunities together.
Love it. I ain't mad at it.
So come and check us out. June 18th, 5:30 to 8:30. Hurry up and get your tickets.
Yes.
If you want a discount code too, it's Growth Lab 26, by the way.
No doubt. Wait,
I have a few complimentary tickets though, but you have to email me. Email Corey at biztherapycoaching.com.
That's Corey with a K.
Corey with a K. Oh yeah, that's right. K and no E. KORY at biz therapycoaching.com.
Cool. Well, that's all right. That's the big shout out. So we ready to chuck it up. We'll catch you endorse week. Will it be? Oh no, we got the 27th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely coming up. Bet and bet. So until next time, keep it in the road. We'll see.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, son.
Yeah, son.
Word. Yeah. That went left quick. I was just like, wait, Tony. I was like, wait a minute. But that's cool. But
Hold
see,
on. Still live.
oh yeah, word. Yeah.